Welcome everyone to Introduction to Chemistry. This is Dr. Alex Salzman. I'm your professor this session, and what we're going to be looking at is just a quick view of the course and how you should access the various elements, of which there are quite a few within CHE 1011. So here's our landing where this is where I'll post announcements. I do post quite a few announcements, and I really think that viewing these regularly will help. This one has some links to various resources within the course, so there's that. And then other than that, it's really just some different content organization tools, a little bit about me. My email address is here. This is a great way to reach out to me, and I highly recommend that you do via direct email. That's great, but if you prefer my course's messenger, that can work as well. And from here, very importantly, we can get to this content tab, which is where we're going to see most of the information for the course. So content will open up all the modules within the course. Again, that's this top content bar here, and that is going to help us access virtually everything. The first place to go, I think, welcome start here. There's just a few pages about the course and the syllabus and schedule where you can find the course syllabus and a lot of other information about the course. I'm finishing things up right now, so this should all appear on your page as well. Note also that if you go to Overview, there is the course syllabus as well, which looks something like this, although a little bit different because I'm going to update it right after this video. Lots of course material information. I'm not going to go through all of this here, but there is this table of important dates that you really should keep in mind, particularly the attendance deadline. This is the deadline after which, if students have not attended class, they'll be dropped, and that's really important for a lot of reasons. So if you are serious about this course, definitely do the material from the first day, and be aware of that. Also the course plan, so this is a schedule of all the due dates for the course. This I'm also going to update quickly as well, but it'll look pretty much the same. And I would highly recommend that you print out this document and post it up just so that you can see what assignments are due each week as we go. Notably, there are sort of the same assignments due each week. Alex is our online homework. I'll review that in just a second. There's also a midterm exam and a final exam. Within Alex, there are several different assignments, notably the learning module where you sort of work through the material and follow along with the text, the homework, which is a multiple attempt set of questions which you can keep working on up to 3 times. Your best score will be calculated, and the Alex quiz, which comes at the end of each week. Okay, so that's this. Again, I highly recommend that you print this off. It's only about 4 pages, so if you kind of want to put it up on your wall, that is definitely what I would do for this course. So okay, that's the Get Started Syllabus and Schedule tab. And when you're at Front Range and taking an online course, the courses really should be very similarly arranged, so I hope that this is similar to what you've seen before. And if this is your first semester, welcome, and I hope that it looks just like your other classes do. Okay, I'm going to skip Alex for now because there's quite a bit there. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but I also think that it's worth a little bit. Here are the labs for the course, so maybe we'll come back to this as well, but these tabs here for Alex assignments and for the laboratory experiments, these are 2 modules that you're going to be visiting quite a lot. And let's just go to a week 1 module. So this kicks off right away, starting with the first day of the course, which is August 18th, this session. And it'll have a similar structure, beginning with a welcome to the week 1. It'll define the course learning objectives, and it will link to this checklist, which is going to show, how we get to the various, it's going to show the different elements of this course. So I think if I go like this, I don't want to edit it, but it's going to look something like this, where you go to the checklist, and it's going to show you all the different things you should do each week, which reflects what's here in the module. So I know that it's really helpful to have the graded assignments stand out, so I've started with the foundational assignments, which are not collected for a grade, but are really important to start with. So start here. You put it down and you see that you are to read a chapter in the textbook. There's some ALEKS video explanations, and then I have a few supplemental videos that I've included. Maybe we'll take a look at that, right? So our supplemental videos just look something like this, and this one should play right in the shell. I definitely recommend taking a look at those each week. And furthermore, we have the PowerPoint slides you can look at too. So these are sort of the educational materials. I wouldn't try to like watch them 5 or 6 times and really try to get everything down right away, but I would review them, view them, skim them, and make sure that you're able to use them as a reference for when you do the graded assignments moving forward. I think that's the most important part, to familiarize yourself. Okay, there's a discussion. We have discussion in odd weeks, so not every week, but weeks 1, 3, 5, etc. So every other week we'll have a discussion. And then here is just a breakdown of the different activities that are due each week. So for the lab, it will link to the laboratory experiments. Whoops, I will definitely fix that. So we want to get to the laboratory experiments folder. That would be this one in Science Interactive, and this breaks down all the different labs that you want to get to. So all these different labs are here, and you pretty much just click one and then you're going to get to that lab within Science Interactive. I'll try clicking it now, but I think that it might look a little bit different on your end, so I'm not totally confident that it's going to look perfect, but this looks pretty reasonable actually. Hopefully this is what you see, something like that. Instructor and student view can be rather different. Maybe let's see student view. So you go like this and then you start it up. So yeah, so that's Science Interactive. Your lab kit will be delivered and should should arrive in time for when these are really required, which shouldn't be for I think when we get to lab 4, lab kit inventory and beyond. So okay, ALEKS has a bit more to it. Here's where we get to our ALEKS assignments, and for the first few weeks I have laid these out here. These should link directly, although ALEKS does have kind of a unique way of approaching the topics, and I would really click here for your first ALEKS lesson. It'll get you in somewhere like this. This is the student view for ALEKS, so I kind of just jumped to this because the clicks are a little odd for the instructor account getting to the student view. But you should, for your first ALEKS visit, see something like this after you've connected to the course. You can skip some of this stuff, right? And the first thing it's going to do, right, is it's going to give you a tools tutorial. You can get started. This is just showing you how to use ALEKS. You know, working through this can really show how to enter numbers into ALEKS in the way that they expect. So I recommend working through this unless you've used ALEKS before, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to skip that for now. Skip that for now. I've completed that. Okay. And then it's going to give you an initial knowledge check. Note that this drop down here that looks like pancakes, your pancake menu is not going to have a lot in it just yet. But once you get through your knowledge check, which is really important because it's going to determine what information ALEKS gives you, that will really determine your experience. So do the knowledge check, right? Let's say start knowledge check, and I'm going to skip it, but I highly recommend you do these. Go ahead and say you don't know if this is your very first time in chemistry, but if you have some foundational knowledge, that'll really help ALEKS tailor the questions it's asking to help you get more effective questions, to be challenged by the material, and ultimately have a better experience. But I'm going to skip the knowledge check now and say that I have a moderate knowledge of chemistry. Once you do that, this is called your ALEKS Pi. This is what ALEKS is measuring of your learning objectives. So it shows you areas that you may need to grow with. So this again is just based on not my actual answers, but just that general assumption about a student. And it would say, well, chemical reactions, we have a ways to go, but topics like math and physics and measurement and matter, we are well underway on. So this is called your ALEKS Pi, and it's one of the ways that ALEKS measures your individual learning progress. Okay, once we get through that, we can get through the assignments tab, and in the assignments tab we have everything that's laid out a little bit better, so go ahead and check that out. Right, some like the learning module is already marked me as complete based on my initial learning check, but do make sure that you are going through each of these each week and are able to access them. Right now they're locked because the start of the course date is not yet has not yet passed. So this is where you'll be able to access the homework and the quiz. Again, the homework, you have up to 3 attempts, and it shows that here, 3 of 3 remaining. The quiz is a single attempt, which will grade on how well you've done the homework. So do the homework thoroughly, and then you will, I think, do well on the quiz. Okay, so that's really pretty much it. I mean, the only other thing is that this course will have proctored exams. So when you do your midterm and your final in week 7, between 7 and 8, and then at the end of the course, you will have to work through the Honor Guard proctoring system, but I'll put out some more information about that later. But other than that, the course is going to follow a pretty similar structure each week. If we go back to our week 1 material, what we see here, right, is going to be a pretty similar structure to what we see for the rest of the course. This course did just undergo a redesign, so if the future modules look a little bit different, please bear with me. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope that this has helped to tour through the course a little bit. Again, I'm Dr. Salzman. I'm thrilled to be your instructor this session, and please reach out anytime.